everyone. For those who don't know me, my name is Joshua Stevens. I'm a television production major, theater minor from Brooklyn, New York. And throughout these past weeks, I've been teaching you guys about poetry and short stories and the different types of poems and or short stories. Can anyone tell me the type of short stories that I've gone over? Yes?
Truth poems.
Okay.
Learned about that.
What do you remember? What type of specific point did I go across?
How you just have to be vulnerable and be true to yourself in those poems and try to get rid of all the fluff and stuff and get down to the realness.
Okay. Anything else? Yes.
The I'm So Fly poems.
Okay.
Yeah. It was about emphasis on words and us projecting while we present
Okay.
people.
Any other poems? Anybody remember the music one that we did? Yes.
Yeah. I was actually I recall the first one that we did in class where we had to just write something off the top of our head, how we were feeling.
Okay. And is that it? That's it? Okay, cool. So this poem that we're going to do today is the I Know poems. So what I mean by I know is I know the sky is blue, but I also know that the sun shows how dark I really am. Things of that. I know I'm not allowed to drive. I know I do it anyway. I know I do it anyway. That's
I know I hit a cat once.
I know I hit a cat.
The battery's dying, by the way.
I have another battery. I know I hit a cat.
I know that
that cat once had 9 lives. Now it hasn't.
I know it was a neighbor's cat, and that was the 10th time I hit him.
Oh my God. I know.
Wait. But I know my neighbor's been plotting on me.
I know my neighbors.
I know my neighbor saw me do it.
I know they cut off their Wi-Fi on purpose. Okay.
I think neighbors can be using our Wi-Fi.
That got real. That got serious. Okay.
They got slower.
Yeah, mine did. Yeah, a lot of people.
Somebody cracked my face.
Oh, nah, that's not cool.
Wait, so I look at you?
Yeah, you look at me. Yeah. All right, you ready? What was your first impression of this class when I first came in?
I really didn't know what to expect because, when you told us you were doing poetry, I was like, you're doing poetry, but you got a major in film, and I was like, okay, we'll see.
My first impression, I'm gonna learn.
Okay.
I mean, I was on two levels. I was particularly impressed that first day with how versed you were in the use of the equipment, and then just the kind of resources that you were able to bring with you that day. I think the students were very excited about the lighting workshop that you gave, and how they were able to participate. I actually found your experience kind of gratifying as a young man coming in and able to kind of confidently work with the students. It was as though you'd been teaching for a while. So I was really impressed with that you were able to immediately strike up a rapport. And then on a second level, I found it kind of curious as the two, we're always kind of having these markers between these various disciplines. So it's kind of nice that you had poetry on one hand and filmmaking on the other. And that in itself, you kind of walk in and embody the kind of spirit that literary media represents, that you can be an artist with these different disciplines. So I thought that was kind of magical and very sort of advantageous for us.
Thank you. Oh yeah. Why did you come to Duke Ellington?
I love to write and I want to pursue journalism and stuff.
Okay. And,
I'm here trying to improve my language, like my writing skills when I be rapping and stuff.
okay. What did you learn throughout my class?
Through all your classes, I really learned, like, especially when we did the I'm So Fly poem, I learned a lot about, like, putting emphasis on specific words and, like, actually, like, presenting them to people, you know?
Throughout my classes I've been teaching, do you think you've learned a lot? Like, what have you learned through my classes?
Your class learn how to transition better in poetry. How you be wording your poetry and stuff, you like that.
Okay. So from the students, have you seen like a growth in their writing or in their creativity?
I have. The Truth poem was a really good exercise for them. We had a mini session a couple of weeks ago where the students kind of read before they got on with their journalism class, and to see the kind of work that was produced and how they were able to kind of shed one layer. It's about shedding these layers of hesitancy, and so if we can shed them a little by little, then we're making progress. And I kind of felt that exercise in particular helped them shed at least one layer of that kind of reluctance to go to the truth. When writing, the best writing oftentimes is about truth.
Is there anything that you could take away from this entire thing? Like what's a memorable moment that you won't forget from this?
I'm So High poem.
I'm So Fly?
That's what it was called, right? I'm So High. And I Know Train we just did.
What's your ending impression of me?
My ending impression?
Yes.
You cool. You know what I'm saying? You told me a lot about the lighting and stuff. I mean, I learned a lot.
Okay.
What you want me to elaborate?
Yeah, just a little bit. Like what made me cool? Like
what made you cool? I don't know. You was looking out for me.
what's your closing impression of me?
I mean, we've really enjoyed the time that you've been with us, and we hope that we can invite you back. You know, we hope that you stay in touch with the media and communications and continue to develop a relationship. I think that you brought a really unique kind of perspective to things, and we would love for that to continue in some capacity. You know, and we hope that the students have appreciated the time that you spent with them and your experiences that you shared.